Hey. So today is Indigenous Literacy Day, and we're celebrating the Indigenous Literacy Foundation. I'll show you a little more of my t-shirt. And at the back, where it says reading opens doors. So I wanted to share with you some of my favorite Indigenous Literacy Foundation books. I first of all want to acknowledge that I am on the land of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, and I pay my respects to their elders, past and present. One of the first ones I have here, it's called Way Yeti Pay. Now this was made with children up in the Tiwi Islands, which is just north of Darwin, more than two I think, a few islands up there. And so this is a book that was made with children on the Tiwi Islands. And you can see by the cover what it might be about. So the book is called Way Yeti Pay. This is a Yeti Pay. I'm only going to share a couple of pages with you today because I have other ones I'd also like to get to. But as with all of these books, buy them, share them, I love them. Yeti Pay was hungry, so he went hunting. He's hungry, he's going hunting. One of the pages here. He lunged at an antaringa near the shore, but the antaringa said, "No way, Yeti Pay. You're not eating me today. I'm far too jelly to be in your belly." Lots more happens. No way, Yeti Pay. I won't give away the ending. Another book, I'm going to go with some of the books made by the younger children. And this book is called The Goanna Was Hungry. The way that this book was done, it was written with stories from children from the Spinifex writing camp, along with authors Anne James and Sally Morgan. So the way they set it up with like a storyboard. Okay, so the children then did their drawings and they did the words in the storyboard fashion. So that meant we have a range of children who have contributed to this book. And again, they're all wonderful, but I wanted to share this story about the deer and the dingo. Right here. The deer and the dingo. The dingo named Buster lived near the zoo. One day, Buster tried to look for food, and his nose led him to the zoo. He found a deer. So Buster said, "This will be a good meal." Then he ran up to the deer and bit it on the leg. The deer felt scared and kicked Buster's head. Buster's head was damaged and he felt dizzy. He ran back to the bush. Buster then found a dead rabbit and ate it. Good. So there are more stories in The Goanna Was Hungry, such as Henry's Big Wish. I might share this one as well. I also really like this one. It's written and illustrated by Naomi Felton. The snake came from Jachinjada. He was a local. The snake's name was Henry. He was a lonely snake. He had nowhere to live and no one to play with. So he made a wish for a friend and a place to live. And his wish came true. He had 3 friends and they all made a house together and they lived happily ever after. So, Goanna Was Hungry. Another one to put on your book list from the Indigenous Literacy Foundation. All right, moving along. Another collaborative book. This one, the way that this book was set up, It's called I Open the Door, and it's very clever because the way that they bring people in, the different authors, the children authors and illustrators. And this is also from the Spinifex writing camp, but the way they do this, I'll show you. So, we have this page. The next thing I know, I'm alive. The big black crow perched on a branch nearby must have saved me. I am safe. Oop, let me show the picture properly. A luminous glow is coming from the thorn bush. Its beauty is drawing me in to find a big, beautiful door. I open it and see a wormhole leading to who knows where. And the author changes. This is by Jamal. I opened the green door at a strange volcano. I am now a little cat named Thunder. I am just minding my own business when boom, bang. The shaky volcano is erupting. Boiling hot lava is shooting out of the full volcano. The hot smoke is blinding me. I am scared, so I run. I can't see, so I have to rely on my ears to hear my way out. Then the fire and rescue helicopter comes along with my best friend in it. His name is Hotshot. Hotshot pushes out the cat ladder for me to climb up into the helicopter. I make it up, but the helicopter is going down towards the lava. It's out of fuel. It is rocketing to the bottom, then a giant magic green door appears, and we fall into it. I am camping on a desert island. So we have more authors. And so as they go along, they're opening the door to new adventures, becoming different people, back flying away from sharks, seagulls, worried about all that. The last book that I'm going to share now, the Indigenous Literacy Foundation also work with teenagers. The books that I've been sharing is mostly younger children. They do also work with older children. They also work with adults to produce books for children. But the very last one I'm going to share today, another one of my favorites, it's called Shallow in the Deep End. Shallow in the Deep End. It's written and illustrated by Tiwi College Alalingui Jarakalinga with Jared Thomas, who is a young adult author, an Australian Indigenous young adult author. So in this book, this little girl, Erica, she really wants a dog, but her dad brings home a pet baby buffalo. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, on a really hot afternoon. Okay, so this is Shallow. She calls the water buffalo Shallow. This is Shallow. On a really hot afternoon, my little sister Missy kept begging me to pump up the pool that Mum and Dad got her for her birthday. I tried to ask my brother for help, but he wouldn't listen. So I went and got the pool from out of the storage area and I pumped it up myself. As I was filling it up with water, I took Missy inside and we both got changed into our bathers. Missy was so excited when she put on her floaties, but when we walked outside of the house, she got hysterical. Now, Erica has a friend who has gone away for a few days, and so Erica is looking after this friend's dog called Bruno. So the dog called Bruno, buffalo called Shallow. Shallow and Bruno were in Missy's swimming pool. Missy stood there screaming, and Bruno must have thought she wanted to play because he started scratching on the plastic. Shallow began poking the side of the pool with her horns as if to say, "Come on in, the water is beautiful." Suddenly the pool begins to shrink. Shallow had popped the swimming pool with her horns. The pool looked like melted ice cream on hot chocolate, concrete rather. When Mum found out, she growled at me saying, "You need to save your pocket money and buy your little sister another swimming pool." I felt so angry because it wasn't my fault, it was Shallow and Bruno's fault. It made me think that Dad needed to make Shallow her own little water hole. Then she could swim without popping anything. Lots more happens in this book, so this is another one to get. So I recommend you go to indigenousLiteracyFoundation.org. I think there's a .au to celebrate this wonderful day of Indigenous literacy without forgetting that reading opens doors.